Hey there, I'm Tucker, and you're watching D&D Daily, where we release new D&D content every day. If you're looking for D&D inspiration and information, then you're in the right place, because today we're talking about the Descendant, a man cursed with power. If you want to play the Descendant, there's two things you're going to need. First, your race is going to have to be Halfling with the Mark of Healing subrace. And second, you're going to have to take the Warlock with the Undead being your patron. So the Descendant, or the Halfling, is a really good person. He wants to heal people, he wants to help people, and he is just a great guy. He is an adventurer because he wants to help people in general. However, he is cursed to forever wear the amulet of one of his ancient ancestors. And this amulet has the soul of his ancient ancestor trapped inside, who happened to be a very powerful undead. Because of this evil soul inside of his amulet, he is cursed to always wear it and to always be influenced by that evil inside. The one interesting feature of this background is that this amulet and the spirit inside can often possess his body and make him do things that he doesn't want to do. This creates a super interesting dynamic of good versus evil in one character, creating a really cool dichotomy. This character has a very split personality. On the one side, he's the halfling. He's very kind, soft-spoken, heart of gold, and he loves to help people. On the other side, when his ancestor takes over, he's very harsh. He's bold, he's stubborn, he has a black heart, and he wants to see everyone quake before him. In combat, that dichotomy that is in his personality still exists. If the halfling is in control, he's going to focus on supporting and healing his party, and if the undead ancestor is in control, he's going to focus mainly on subduing his enemies with fear and just crushing them. Out of combat, the halfling is going to focus a lot on healing the party, just like in combat, and supporting them in their tasks that they're doing that are good aligned. However, the undead patron that he is cursed with is going to push him to conquer and overpower all those around him, and really be an evil force that people should fear. There's going to be an always changing dynamic that the player gets to choose who is in control. In his downtime, the halfling is going to be really trying to figure out how to get rid of this curse and how to undo this amulet, though I would make it next to impossible to remove. On the other hand, the undead in his downtime, if he's in control, would be focused on essentially world domination, on putting everybody under him and becoming very powerful. Now, the key mechanics of this character come down to two main things. First is the Mark of Healing from your race, which gives you all of the spells that the halfling would use to support people. It gives you Cure Wounds, Healing Word, Lesser Restoration, Mass Healing Word, Greater Restoration as your spells, and it gives you Cure Wounds and Lesser Restoration that you can use once a day. And it also gives you an added D4 whenever you make a medicine check or a check with your herbalism kit. On the other hand, when the undead is in control, he has the Form of Dread, which anytime you hit somebody, once a turn, you can make them do a wisdom saving throw, or else be frightened of you until the next round in combat. And when deciding your pact in the Warlock class, none of them are very particularly necessary. I would say if that's Pact of the Blade, when the undead is in control, he's going to use his bonus action to summon it, and then when the halfling is in control, he's going to throw it away in fear. If Pact of the Chain, the undead would summon an imp familiar to follow him around and help him, but the halfling would probably be uncomfortable around this and would probably much rather have a pseudo-dragon or a sprite. If Pact of the Tome, the undead is going to focus on filling that spellbook with evil aligned spells to hurt and damage people, while the halfling would try and fill that spellbook with healing spells and support spells. And if Pact of the Talisman, the amulet could be removed and given to somebody, which the halfling would try to do to spread out his bonuses, but the undead would very much try and get him to keep the amulet on him at all times. Now, the weaknesses of the Descendant is that he has a very low AC. Just because he's a warlock and can only wear light armor, he doesn't have that much going for him in terms of AC. And the other big downside of this character is he has no dark vision, so anywhere in a dim light or darkness, he's going to have a very hard time getting around. Using the Descendant as an NPC, I see two main ways of playing him. First, I could see him being a big antagonist, but he doesn't know that he is the antagonist. So the halfling part walks around and is helping the party, really nice guy, maybe investigating who the antagonist is, while whenever the undead patron takes over, he becomes the antagonist and starts killing people, starts making everybody afraid of him. But the halfling wouldn't know that his undead half is doing all these things. And that would be what the party has to find out. And the second way I see of using him is he's a hero with kind of a Lycan vibe going on, that when he knows he's about to get possessed, he goes, finds a spot, and secludes himself so that nobody else can get hurt. And in his other times, he's going around trying to help people. How would you use the Descendant in one of your games? What would you do to make them better? Let us know in the comments below. You can also tell us what you thought of this episode by giving us the like or the dislike. Either way, it helps us know what we can do better. And on the next episode of D&D Flavor Builds, we're going to be talking about the Lawkeeper of Old, the High Commander. So make sure to subscribe because you're not going to want to miss it. Thanks.